Here we are in ArgoUML again. We're going to talk about the second half of your lab 6. This is a sequence diagram, a simple first cut sequence diagram. What you need for this is your activity diagram. We're going to add a little bit more details to your activity diagram and just show the steps in a different way. So go ahead and click on a sequence diagram here so you can see the symbols up there. Gonna put a lifeline here. Gonna call it a colonist. So A C is an instance of my colonist class. I'm gonna just move it to the left, and then I have my application, housing application object, and I have my payment method object. Alright, so keep in mind that in a sequence diagram we talk about methods. So we show the steps, but we name them differently so that they correspond to methods of your classes. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one of these here, actually this one. And then this is the first step for a housing application. I'm gonna say create application, and remember you're gonna send data and receive data. I'm gonna send colonist ID. So this is a colonist. They have logged in, probably that's how they have the ID, and they press create application or start application. And the system, the housing application, will ask them for their personal information. That's a method in your colonist class, and we're going to send back the ID. Here we're going to use one of these send messages, and that's going to help us set start date. And then we're going to do another send. A little different from Visio here, but if you're working with Visio, just tweak the way you work with these symbols on the screen. Then we're gonna set housing type, and we're gonna use type as a parameter here. So these are the methods that are available in your housing where did the name go? Housing application object, and then we're just gonna call them. And this is payment method. Probably I didn't name them correctly. So set housing type, and then the housing application. What else do we need here? We're gonna set payment method for the deposit. Set payment method. Then we're gonna send the payment method, and the housing application will probably we can do a call. You would do a call when you expect something in response. So here verify payment, and they're gonna send the colonist ID and payment method, and then the response would be set as complete. We're gonna set the application complete after the payment is verified. And after that has happened, we're gonna have a return message from the housing application to the colonist, and that's gonna be something in the colonist. Increase total application. And then probably, if you keep track of them, confirmation number. This is just one way of doing the steps, and we are making things up here, but they should be logical. There could be many variations of the same process. What we are trying to do here, keep it as simple as it can be. Make sure it's logical. So look at the steps here. I have my objects, I added them. I have the steps that are labeled or formulated as methods of your classes. They have parameters if they need to, and from the top left to the bottom right, it shows how these steps proceed. I want from you to look at your activity diagram, think about the objects that work for you, and then formulate methods. Instead of activities that you had before, think about methods. So it's just a naming practice. Then I would encourage everyone to keep it simple, but give it a try. So don't look for a perfect diagram, but a simple and logical one. If you have any questions, make sure you send me an email, and I'll make sure I'll share this file with you if you wanted to look at it again. Thank you.